right. Well, I guess it's time to either start to DJ on the turntable or let's decorate some cakes.
Okay, all right. So we took them out of their pans. We wrapped them in saran wrap after they had come to about room temperature, and wrapped them in saran and then put them in the fridge for at least an hour. So
And why do you do that?
you cannot ice a hot cake.
No.
You cannot ice a hot cake. It does not work. So this is called torting. We're going to cut it directly in the center.
Torting.
Torting,
okay.
yeah. So we're going to go straight in. We want to make sure that our knife is at a 90-degree angle.
All right.
And we're just going to put it about halfway in. And then with the serrated knives, you just give it a little wiggle kind of in and out and go all the way around just the whole time, making sure that it's about halfway from the top and the bottom.
That turntable really makes that
nice. It's nice. Yeah, it's so much easier. So, and then we'll just kind of give it a little wiggle on the inside just to make sure it goes all the way through. And then, voila.
Ha-ha.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There we go. We have our cardboards. This is what we use at the bakery, but you could use just a large serving plate at your house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top of my cake and put it upside down. Good job. Yay. And then we're going to do what we call damming. So we're going to give, this is a Swiss meringue buttercream. This is one of our specialty buttercreams at the bakery. And it has a lot of structure. It's called a Swiss meringue.
Swiss meringue, all right.
Yeah. And it has a lot of structure to it, so it can hold up the cake. Traditionally, red velvet is paired with a cream cheese, which is very, very soft and has no structure to it. So we, therefore, need to dam the cake in this phase to make sure that it stands up. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pastry bags with a round tip on the end, and we're going to make a circle on the very edge of the cake. All right.
All right. There's a crumb there.
All right, so we'll go all the way around. So it's basically making the walls on the edges of the cream cheese so the cream cheese doesn't get out.
Okay.
So, yeah, so great. So now what I'm going to do is just load it up with some cream cheese.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead since the first one looks good.
And then we're just going to even it out. And I always tell when we have pastry students that intern at our bakery, and I always tell them that you move the cream cheese with more cream cheese. So you never want to touch the cake because that's how your filling is going to get crumbs in it. So kind of move it with itself. All right. And then the turntable is nice. So as long as your cake is in the center, you can kind of do this and it'll make it super even. Then we take the top and we're also going to flip this.
Okay.
So we're going to put it in the center.
So that's that super flat bottom that you were talking about where the parchment paper comes in. Exactly,
and so it makes a nice crisp edge here. And it'll make it easier for us to ice it. And then I'm just going to take my spatula, and again, at sort of a vertical angle, I'm just going to sort of swivel my spatula back and forth. You don't want to dig into the cake. You don't want the spatula to go this way or that way because it's going to dig into the cake. It's going to give you some crumbs. So this phase is called the crumb coating phase. So it's basically to get all the little tiny crumbs sealed in there. That way they don't get into our buttercream. I'm going to put some on top too.
Well, how did you learn all of this?
The internet. No, I have a teacher, my mentor, Minette Rushing of Savannah Custom Cakes. So I took her wedding cake class, and she taught me all these little tips. So on how to make a straight cake. Alrighty. So yeah, this is the crumb coat. So I could put this in the fridge for about 30 minutes and then come back and finish it, or I could, just finish it now. So it's a little easier that way, and that's the way we do it at the bakery, so we're doing one phase at a time, but might as well just do it now. So, are you sure you don't want to try?
Sure, I guess I need to fill in the top of the cake here. And I think I'm probably going to need a little more. All right. Oops, I got a little over that way. It's a little high right there, so I'm going to squish it just a little.
And we can always fix that in the buttercream too.
Yeah. Frosting can hide a lot of boo-boos.
Alrighty, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some white chocolate curls to the exterior. So I'm just gonna make sure, I'm gonna go over it and just make sure that my edge is nice and crisp. So I'm gonna do just a layer on the outside, just another swipe on the outside. This is a wedding cake. We'd, worry about all these little pieces, but it's not. So it's just for our sweetie that we're making these. So, all right.
Next step?
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is add some white chocolate shavings to the vertical surface of it. Grab a bunch, and then you can kind of crush some of them in your hand.
Okay.
And then just get it on there.
Just stick them.
That's
stick
it.
them to the side.
Yeah.
All right. Thought it was potato chips. This is awesome. It looks really good, and it hides flaws. So
Exactly, yeah.
if you do this at
There you
home
go.
and you don't get it perfect, don't worry about it. You're going to
Right.
cover it with white chocolate.
Right. And I also want to say that you're going to want to make sure the buttercream is at room temperature when you're doing this. So leave it out just for a little bit. Otherwise, it won't stick, because the butter hardens and it becomes, smoother. But it won't stick. The white chocolate shavings won't stick into the buttercream. So, voila.
There we go.
All right, so here's our finished cake. So once it has the chocolate shavings on it, it's fine to go in the fridge.
All right.
But we're gonna decorate ours first. So we're gonna make these little hearts that are gonna go on our sweetie's cake.
Okay.
All right. So we're just gonna knead this. Fondant, once it sits, it starts to get sort of like a crust on the outside. So you always want to keep it covered, but you also want to knead it real well, make it real consistent before you use it. So powder my my area here, and this is a cornstarch. You can also use powdered sugar. I know a couple bakers that use powdered sugar to roll out their fondant. And that's nice and sweet. When you roll out fondant, no matter what you're doing, you want it to be very, very even. So I always kind of pull from the center and go out.
And for people who aren't cakey, can you explain what fondant is?
Fondant is just a sugar dough, and it has a really dry surface to it. So it's nice for coloring and using little accents that you need, that you couldn't do in buttercream. So it is sort of like a Play-Doh, that you can eat. So next, what I'm going to do is take our large cutter, and I'm going to cut out 2 pieces, 2 hearts. And what we're going to do is we have a little bit of lemon extract and a paintbrush and a little cup here. We're going to put a nice thick layer of that on there. And then we're going to take our 18-gauge wire and put it just right down the center and just press it in just ever so slightly. And then put the other piece right on top. You want to line it up really well so that no one even knows that they're 2 separate pieces.
Ah.
And we'll set this to the side and let it dry. You're going to want to let them dry overnight. And then we're going to take a smaller one and cut out some little hearts. See? It's pretty thick, so you should have plenty of room. And what I have here is the full-size 18-gauge wire. For the big hearts, I actually cut it in half with a wire cutter. But now I'm going to use the full size because we want to do a little bit of the, kind of swirly, whimsical wire. So
Now, do you bend that first, or do you do it
I
after?
don't. I should try that though. So we'll try that on the next one. See if that's easier. You just put it in there, and then I'll just take it around the edge of my roller here. I like to leave just a flat spot at the bottom. Just make sure that it gets into the cake.
Cool.
And voila.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Next step is?
Putting it all together.
Put it all together.
So let's go ahead and start with some of the background ones. And with these springy type things, sometimes you gotta really get them in there.
I just discovered a little trick. The way the wire has this little, there's the straight section, a little ramp. If you put it in an angle, that wire can lay on the surface of the cake and it'll hold it a little better. So, and I need all the help I can get, so I'm gonna go with that.
It's a good little tip.
And I guess there's no right or wrong. You just kind of put them in however you like them.
Whatever looks good.
this wasn't that hard.
No,
I mean, I
no.
can do it. You can do it at home. Guys, if you want a load of brownie points, whip one of these up for your sweetheart's birthday or for Valentine's Day. You can go golfing whenever you want. And it's, like I said, it's really not that hard. And if you goof up, just put some little white chocolate chip over your boo-boo, and it looks great. Well, Jennifer, somebody wanted to have you do a wedding cake for them. How would they get in touch with you?
They can visit our website at thesugarsweet.com, and sweet is spelled S-U-I-T-E, or visit our Facebook page, The Sugar Sweet FL on Facebook. Or give us a call.
Great. And if you've got a great recipe or a wonderful place we need to check out, let us know through our website. It's yourplatesormine.net. Don't forget to send us an email, and who knows, we may come cook with you or have your favorite place on the show. So now, the best part, a piece of cake. Don't forget to send us an email, and who knows, we could come cook with you or have your favorite place on the show. And I'm going to do it one more time. Hopefully only one more. Now is this is for the scratch coat?
Yep.
Crumb coat.
Crumb coat.
Yep,
the crumb coat.
Scratch coat, I think, is stucco on a house.
Oh.
So, okay. Well, I have to admit, I'm kind of excited about, well, food, of course, but award-winning cake designer Jennyfer Mancino has invited us to come to the Sugar Suite and learn how to make an incredible Southern style starting over.